I'm Professor Blackmore, and I want to welcome you to ProfessorBlackmore.com, where our goal is to empower results through real productivity. And I'm coming back again today to talk to you about, guess what? My favorite subject, which is OneNote. And today I want to revisit the topic of the OneNote yellow pad. And so I'm just going to jump right back in, and I just want to go over just a few more tips about keeping a OneNote yellow pad to increase your productivity instead of keeping all of your notes on those paper yellow pads. And now, what I want to talk about today is how sometimes, even though we are wanting to move ourselves into keeping a more cloud-based, efficient OneNote yellow pad instead of using the paper yellow pads, there are some times where you may not have the use of your technology. And so you may have just an idea that may pop into your mind, and you want to capture that note, and the first thing that you can find is a piece of paper. Okay, and so what do you do in those times? Okay, so you want to keep all of those notes together all in one place, and you want to get into the habit of keeping those notes in OneNote. And so this is my new class that I'm going to be teaching coming up very soon. And so I have some notes that I have written down on my yellow pad, okay? And so now I want to take these notes. Now this is just a demonstration. I very rarely will write notes on paper, so I had some ideas in my head, and so I just will jot them down on my paper yellow pad. But to be able to continue on my notes for this class or this idea, I'm going to want to keep all those notes together in OneNote. Okay, and so now I have my notes here on my yellow pad, and so I am going to show you a few ways that I would take these notes now and put them in OneNote. Okay, so now before I do any of that, I do want to just go over again with you how to make your own OneNote yellow pad. Okay, and so what you would do is you would go into your OneNote, and so here I already have my OneNote yellow pad opened here, and this is just a demo that I like to use just to do the demonstration on. And so you will already have your OneNote yellow pad ready for whatever topic you're going to be working on. And let's just say here, I am now wanting to use this for my new topic here. And I'm gonna rename this section for my yellow pad. But if you want to make a new yellow pad yourself, all you have to do is go over here and press this new notebook button here. And then once you do, it's going to ask you which one of these accounts that you want to use to put your OneNote in. Because again, OneNote works through two programs in Microsoft. It works through the Microsoft OneNote. So that is the actual program, which is where you will see your notebooks, but your actual files sync through OneDrive. And this is all one program together, but it's free and it's already in your Microsoft Office suite of programs. And so I want to go ahead and attach it to this particular account that I have. And then what I want to do is you want to name your notebook. Now I'm not going to do that because I already have my OneNote yellow pad already made here. But then once I do that, then it'll show up right here. And then what I want to do is then I want to make sections. So there'll be sections already ready for when I'm ready to use my OneNote yellow pad. And so here I've already made sections. I'm going to make a new section just to show you how easy that is to do. So I'm going to make a new section, and I will call this section 6 here if I wanted to do that. And then, as I have stated before, because this is my OneNote yellow pad, I want to make these sections the color yellow. Okay, and so then I can just move this section up now where I want it. I can put any of these sections anywhere that I want them. All right, and so now that I have pages already added here, actually what I really can do is take this section here that I already have made, and I can right click on this section, and I can copy this section here, section 2, and then I can copy this section into my OneNote yellow pad. And then once you see it here, then you can rename this section. Or if I want to make pages just like this page, I can go into this section and just make a new page here. And then up here at the top on your view toolbar, you can change the color of the page. And so I'm just going to change the color of the page to yellow, and then you can also add lines to the page. You can format this page any way you like. If you like wider rules on your page, if you like grid lines, or no lines at all, you can make this any way that you like to make your particular yellow pad. And so that is how you make the new pages. And so I like to put pages in there so that they're already ready to go when the time comes. But I am going to now take this section that I have made here, and I'm going to move this one now up and call this section section 6. All right, so that's how you make your yellow pad. Okay, you can just make it just as easy as that. Now when I am looking here at this notebook now, I just want to keep an eye on this and make sure that this notebook syncs so that all of my changes will sync over and be available on all of my particular versions of OneNote. Now, I just bought the new Samsung Note 7. My notepad was very old, so I just bought the new one. Okay, so now this notebook has synced over, okay? And so now I'm going to move over also over to my notepad. So now what I want to do is I want to start a new section for my notes that I'm working on my new project here. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and name this. And so now my new project that I'm going to be working on, one of the things that I like to do is I teach students how to draft contracts. And so this is going to be a new class here. I'm going to be starting, it's going to be called Side Piece Agreements. All right, so this is going to be my Side Piece Agreements notebook here. All right, and so what I want to do now is I want to take my notes that I have written and I want to move them over into my OneNote yellow pad, okay? And so what I can do is I can do this in one or two ways. Okay, I can scan my notes in, or I can use my pad and take a photograph of these notes. And so now what you want to do, and so I am recording this on my notepad as well, and so you'll see these as I am going along. But what I want to do is you want to have a particular program or app on your pad, and it's called Office Lens. So I'm going to open up my Office, and so you just want to line up and then what I want to do is I just want to take the rough edges off of that page just a little bit and adjust it down. It's going to do the same process. I am ready to save this note. I'm going to go ahead and hit done, and then I'm going to call it Side Piece Agreements. And then what I want to do now is I want to make sure, I'm going to move this down just a little bit. I want to make sure that I have OneNote selected on my notepad here, and I want to make sure that it has quick notes, because all of my notes that I save here will go into my quick notes. Okay, and so now when I save this, it'll show up in my notes. So I'm going to go over here and just wait for that note to come in. So now this is one that I took earlier. But now if I sync this notebook, and so what'll happen is this notebook works with OneNote. It also works with OneDrive, and you see it is now appeared here in my quick notes. And how that happens is if I go over here to my notes over here in OneDrive, okay, if I go out to OneDrive, again, you want to go to My Documents, and then once you go to My Documents, you want to find the notebook that you're looking for. And so here, the notes that I'm looking for have synced over into my quick notes. And so now I can take this note and I can make a copy of this and put it in my yellow pad notes. And so I can just paste this over in my side piece notes, okay? And now then I am just going to go ahead and either delete that page, or I can move that page down. I may need it later. And so here I have my note, that my written note, okay? And so I can even call this handwritten notes from October 18th, okay? And then I can just leave that as is. Now, this is one way that you can bring your notes over from your paper. And so here is my full note here. And then depending on what I want to do with this, I can take this and bring this page back up, call this handwritten notes, October 18th. Then I can make this a sub-page of these notes and call this my side piece outline. Okay. So now when you're doing all of this, and I may move this over. Okay, and so this is my side piece agreement section here for this particular notebook. Now, this is not necessarily how I would go about doing this in a normal course and scope. Now, so I'm going to show you my real notes. Now, so as I stated, I would not normally write notes. Okay, so whenever I'm getting ready for anything, I always use OneNote. Okay, and so one of the reasons that you want to use OneNote for your notes is because it makes your notes searchable. So now that I know that I have now placed my paper notes and I've named my paper notes what I want that to be named, whenever I'm going back to look for anything that has anything to do with side piece, I can search my OneNote notebooks, all of them, wherever they may be. And now I can find my real notes here. And so now one of the reasons that you want to use OneNote is because look at my notebook. I can store any types of media in this notebook. So I am working on this class. I can go back and take exact screen clips from videos of classes that I did before to help me to formulate my outline in this notebook. Okay, so I can screen clip anything on the screen using the keys Windows Shift plus S. Okay, and so if I want to take a screen clip of this, just say for instance Windows Shift and S, and then I can just clip this and let's say I wanted to put this in my yellow pad. If I wanted to do that, I can go out to my yellow pad, out to my handwritten notes again, my handwritten notes section. And if this is where I want to put this, and then now I can just paste this into my notes here. Also, if I have a video anywhere on YouTube, let's say for instance, and from any video on YouTube, what you can do is go to the share, and then once you click share and copy the link, you can come back to your yellow pad and you can paste that into your yellow pad. OneNote allows you the opportunity to be able to play that video straight from your notebook. So you don't have to go back out to YouTube. If you want to come back to your notes, you can play this video straight from your notes right here in OneNote. You can just play this video right here from your notes. You don't have to navigate back out to YouTube. This video, the link, it's saved right here in your OneNote notes. So you have all types of capabilities of types of media that you can save in OneNote.